Good morning, folks. Hi. Well, I'm on my way back to camp. It's Thursday morning. I'm at a quick trip in Ashland, Wisconsin. And had to grab myself something to drink on the road. And I'm heading back down to camp. Now, this typically is about an hour-long trip. It's about 40 miles. And I take back roads all the way to camp. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna video the gravel portion of the trip. Well, a large portion of the gravel portion of the trip, which is 2/3 of the trip. Let's get on the road, and I'll turn the camera on as soon as we hit that gravel portion, and you'll get a good look at what I have to travel on every single week to get home to do my live streams. So we'll see you down the road. Well, as you can see, this is all farm country right here. I'm 8 miles south of Ashland right now on my way back to camp. I just wanted to show you real quick. For about the first, I'd say 12 miles south of Ashland. It's all farm country down here. Dairy farming, big thing, big thing. We got a couple of really large dairy farms here. And so an awful lot of fields of hay and clover and corn. Yeah, this is all the flatland that we have is right here. Now off in the distance you can see that ridge of hills up ahead, way up ahead there. That's what we're going to be driving through. It's up almost to the highest point over there. You'll see when we get on them back roads. We got another 3-4 miles before we hit the gravel, but I'll pick it up when we get to the gravel road. Okay, folks, this is where the gravel begins. 12 miles south of Ashland. Got a vehicle in front of me and they're tending to drive rather slow. I got a feeling they're probably going to Morgan Falls. So now it's gravel all the way to within 8 miles of the campground. So out of the approximately 38-mile trip, 20 miles of it is blacktop. 18 miles of it is gravel road like this. Now, this just looks like a typical backwoods kind of gravel road, but boy, it sure changes not too far up ahead here. So I'll catch you a little farther up the road when things really start getting a little more interesting on the ride. Well, I really didn't expect to get stuck behind this slowpoke in front of me. They're barely doing 30 miles an hour. We're getting into now we're getting right into the forest up here. It's not very far. Actually, technically right now, we just entered the Chequamegon National Forest. Not too far up here is Morgan Falls and St. Peter's Dome. I'm hoping that's where these folks are going, that they'll turn off when we get to that. Then I won't have to deal with them slow poking it for the next 15 miles plus, because we've only got a couple of miles and they're just slow. Like now they're down to 20. As you can see, it starts getting hilly. It's hard to tell on the camera, but we're constantly going uphill. We're going what we consider the high country over here, up in northern Wisconsin. We're getting up in the high country, taking this road, and it just constantly is, it's up and down, and you don't quite realize you're constantly getting higher and higher and higher. And when you're coming from the other direction, it's all downhill to Ashland. Yeah. So we're getting pretty close up here to Morgan Falls. So I'll catch you guys when we get at Morgan Falls turnoff, and we'll pick it up from there. Well, we're getting pretty close to Morgan Falls now. Slow poke up there. I let him get a little bit ahead of me for a while, so I didn't have to drive so stinking slow. Well, now I'm caught right up to him again, and yeah, sure hope that he's going to Morgan Falls, because once you hit Morgan Falls, there's not much beyond that. I mean, it's just backwoods, gravel roads, weavy, hilly, and unless this character is heading all the way south like I am, I'd be surprised if he doesn't stop at Morgan. Nice little tiny lake over here on the right. I heard there's some excellent sunfish in that lake. I'm gonna have to stop someday and try fishing that, I think. I'll catch you at Morgan as we go past Morgan. Well, I had my fill with slowpoke, so I managed to pass him. Won't have to deal with him anymore. There's Morgan Falls off to the left. There, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 vehicles there. Here we got a crew, I believe, with the Forest Service. Yep. Yep, some of our folks, the Forest Service. They're going to be doing a lot of work around Morgan Falls here next week, so they're probably down there surveying some of the work that's got to be done. Now, keep in mind, I drive this road every week, every Wednesday morning and every Thursday morning. There's a deer standing in the people's driveway back there. She was just standing there. But you can see this road's a little precarious. It's weavy. A lot of curves. You do not want to go off the road on this one, because most of this is all big, huge rock in the ditches. You can see the rock to the right here, a lot of it. Now, when I don't have a slowpoke in front of me, I can run 35, 40 miles an hour on this road. There's just not a lot of traffic. Some of these curves, you gotta stay sharp, because you don't know if somebody else is coming from the other direction. But as you can see how thick it forested this is. We're going right through the heart of Schwamigan Forest. On our way back, I gotta go to Beaver Lake Campground on this trip home and do my rounds quick. Whoa, see the deer? See the little deer? Yeah. That's one thing about taking this back road is you do see wildlife, and they're a lot more common back here. But after I do my rounds at Beaver, I'm going to do a video of taking a shortcut, which I have to take anyway today because they got the main highway down by the campground closed. I have to take the shortcut, and I'll do a separate video on that. I won't include that in this one. This video is going to be long enough the way it is. This will probably be quite the long video. It's a pretty good ride, you know. But I love it back here. I just love the scenery, the drive. Other than being windy and having blind spots and the sort, like here's a blind spot, you know. The road is actually pretty doggone good. They maintain this road pretty good. So now we had rain, a whole day of rain a couple days ago, and the ground is still moist. So there's no dust coming off this road today as you drive on it. You get a week without rain, you drive down this road and it looks like a giant storm cloud coming down the road, the dust that you kick up just driving on it. Private piece of property for sale right there. Old Sty wishes he could afford to buy it. I wouldn't mind living back in here. There's very few private pieces of land back in here. A little bridge here. I'm not quite sure what creek that is. I can tell that yesterday on the way to Ashland, coming from the other direction, I could tell this section here, they came through with the road grader and graded the road. There's been some traffic on it since then, though. Yesterday when I drove on it, there was only a couple of tire tracks that you could notice. And now today I notice there's been some traffic on this. Now I don't know, on the camera it might appear that we're really just flying down this road. But actually, I'm not taking those curves that fast. I'm running at a nice comfortable speed. So I got full control if something pops up around the corner or something. But the camera can give you the illusion that you're going a lot faster than you really are, or that you're going a lot slower than you are. So you know how much Sty loves the outdoors, and I think you can imagine the fact that I don't mind this drive. Look at this big old blind spot, this big hill here. Pop up over the top, goes back down again. Be real easy to meet a vehicle coming up over that. This is our intersection with Mineral Lake Road. Now, Mineral Lake Road is the road I typically would take to Beaver Lake Campground. Now, off to the right, Beaver Lake Campground's not far up the road from here. Now, we're going to go past Lake 3 Campground, which is a closed campground. They closed it in 2015. Now, this road is really good. The road we just came off of, narrow, weavy, windy. This road's very well maintained. It's not very, not heavily traveled, but it's still well maintained. Right here to the left, that's Lake 3 Campground. Right there to the left. Yep. Still have a boat landing there. Right here is the North Country Trail, crosses the road right there. See, this road is really nice and wide, which is not very typical of these gravel roads back here. Well, for some reason my camera cut out, but we're coming up on what's called Pine Stump Corner, where just about a mile or so to the Beaver Lake Campground from Pine Stump Corner, and that's where we're headed. I'll wrap up this video when we pull into Beaver Lake Campground, which is just, like I said, just a short little jump up here. But here's Pine Stump Corner and Beaver Lake Road. Beaver Lake Road takes you right to the campground. A vehicle. All that distance from Morgan Falls to here and only saw one vehicle. But this other video I'm going to do about the shortcut from Beaver Lake to get myself back to the campground, back to my home campground. That shortcut, it's a closed road, and it's called Fox Farm Road. And we're going to take that route, and I'm going to do a road trip video on that one. Show you that closed road. But as you can see, here I am. I'm heading to Beaver Lake Campground. It's not far from here. It's a total of 13 miles from Beaver Lake Campground back to my campground in East Twin Lake. It's 13 miles. I'm gonna film, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 5 miles of it when I go down Fox Farm Road. Now, like I said, this is a long video, but I want to show you the ride I take every single week so that I can get home and upload videos and do a live stream on Wednesday nights. So every Wednesday, you can count on it throughout summer, Sty's got himself a nice hot cup of coffee, and he takes off and takes this road all the way back to Ashland. And then on Thursday morning, he does the same, just going the opposite direction. And each trip I make up here now, I used to take all Blacktop Highway up, but this is actually about 8 miles shorter, and it takes about the same amount of time. There's Fox Farm Road right there to the left. So, every trip I come up here, I check Beaver Lake, and then I head to Ashland. Same on the way home. I stop at Beaver Lake here, and from here, then I head back to the campground. So, with that, guys, we'll call that it. Hey, thanks for taking this little road trip with me. And hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, ring the bell, ding ding ding. Then you'll know when I'm doing videos and live streams. Hey, give me a thumbs up, would you? That'd be great. Love your comments. And until the next outing, you all have a very, very nice day. Bye-bye.